Nameless characters have been a fundamental component of many mediums over the years. Characters with no known or identifiable name can prove to be more relatable to the reader or viewer due to their lack of identity, thus leaving their backstory and intentions up for mass interpretation. With all that in mind, I'm Gareth from WhatCulture.com, and here are the 10 best movie performances from nameless characters. Number 10. John David Washington as the protagonist, Tenet. Christopher Nolan's Tenet is without a doubt a masterful and equally mind-blowing spectacle, featuring immense action and incredible acting. Yet it suffers due to its overly complicated concept. However, in a dark time off the screen for the folks tentatively heading back into theaters, John David Washington's portrayal of the protagonist provided viewers with a shining light in it. Acting as the mesmerizing focal point in a story as intricate as Tenet, it wouldn't be uncommon to think a performance of this magnitude may crash and burn due to the struggle of carrying such a tale. But this truly wasn't the case for Washington, who thrives in a part that feels like it had been a long time coming for him. Not only does he hurl himself into the acting side of the role that is required, but also the action side simultaneously, and with great effect. There is no better way to kick off this list than referencing this largely underappreciated and multifaceted work from Denzel's own flesh and blood. Number 9. Angeliki Papulia as older daughter, Dogtooth. Three-time Academy Award nominee Yorgos Lanthimos' native Greek language indie flick Dogtooth has a seemingly simple premise of a father who refuses to watch his children grow up. But it's far more complicated and disturbing than that. The patriarch of the family, Christos Sturgioglou's monstrous father, manipulates his children by entrapping them in a perpetual and equally perverse state of childhood, drilling into them that they are only allowed to leave the safety of their home when either their left or right dogtooth falls out. Totally normal. This 2009 picture features a string of fantastic performances, so there are plenty of names to pick and choose from, but Angeliki Papulia deserves singling out. Papulia's older daughter is by far and away the most adventurous, curious, and complex of her siblings, and as the film nears its conclusion, that's where she really stands out from the rest, and earns her plaudits as her controlling father's unsettling utopia quickly begins to unravel before his very eyes. Number 8. Cillian Murphy as shivering soldier, Dunkirk. Albeit missing a distinct central character in non-typical Christopher Nolan fashion, Dunkirk excels in focusing on multiple, and their respective storylines showcasing the simultaneous struggles they endured from the beaches, in the air, and on the water. Nolan thoroughly encapsulates the mass hysteria and sheer horror the Allied forces faced in 1940, as their rescue hung in the balance for days as German troops continue to advance on their position. Dunkirk also boasts a talented assortment of fresh faces and Hollywood newbies. However, it's an all too familiar name that steals the show this time around. And not for the first time. Known simply as Shivering Soldier, Cillian Murphy turns in an evocative and poignant portrayal of a British soldier consumed by shell shock when rescued by Mark Rylance's civilian sailor after his ship is sunk by a German U-boat. Undeniably one of the industry's greatest actors working today, the Irishman conveys the terrifying reality of shell shock accurately and convincingly, as his desperation to avoid returning to where he has fought so hard to escape from leads to a devastating tragedy aboard the boat. Now, what's your favourite Nolan flick? Is it Dunkirk, Tenet, or something else? Let me know in the comment section down below, my friends. Number 7. Jennifer Lawrence as Mother. In typical Darren Aronofsky fashion, Mother doesn't pull any punches or shy away from profoundly upsetting imagery. However, this is very much Jennifer Lawrence's film, and she knocks it out of the damn park. Lawrence's mother is trapped in a never-ending nightmare that only grows increasingly despicable as the movie progresses, leading to her becoming progressively more powerless as she succumbs to the carnage and chaos that surrounds her for the majority of the movie. Lawrence has been a tour de force within the industry for some time now, and it was inevitable she would bring her trademark A-game to the part. After all, she does have an Oscar, you know. Aronofsky has a proven track record of giving his actors the platform to shine, so it's no real surprise that he chose Jennifer Lawrence to join such illustrious company. Number 6. Clint Eastwood as the man with no name, the Dollars Trilogy. There is perhaps no character in the history of cinema more badass than that of the man with no name. Instantly recognizable due to his trademark poncho, brown hat, and cigarillo, Clint Eastwood's cool, calm, and collected bounty hunter is as iconic as he is influential. Albeit a man of few words, The fact he exists through the security of several aliases only adds to the mystery and legend that surrounds him. In A Fistful of Dollars, he's referred to as Joe once, which would be your best bet for guessing his real name considering he's referred to as Manco and Blondie respectively in the succeeding For a Few Dollars More and The Good, the Bad and the Ugly. Despite dressing the part, the man with no name isn't your usual run-of-the-mill movie cowboy. Unlike cinematic cowboys portrayed by the likes of John Wayne, for example, Eastwood's character is clouded by moral ambiguity and is by no means afraid to get his hands dirty, unlike his fellow horse-riding, gun-slinging predecessors. Spaghetti westerns just would not be the same without Clint Eastwood's signature snarl, squint and grimace. Number 5. Daniel Craig as XXXX. Layer Cake. The early 2000s were a melting pot for British crime and gangster flicks. Matthew Vaughn burst onto the scene with his take on the genre in 2004, with the suave and sophisticated Layer Cake. It's quite frankly astonishing that this film marked Vaughn's directorial debut, considering just how good it was at the time and still is today. And one overwhelming reason for that is due to Daniel Craig's scene-stealing performance as XXXX. That is 4 X's and I will not be saying it again. Craig's portrayal of the nameless, smooth-talking criminal is often referred to as the role that saw the James Bond gig land right in his lap, which makes a whole lot of sense considering there are apparent similarities between the two characters. Layer Cake's recipe consists of some truly big Hollywood hitters, including Michael Gambon, Sienna Miller, and Tom Hardy. However, it's Craig who takes the cake as his effortless charm and natural charisma takes center stage, as the possibility of becoming 007 soon became an inevitability after word began to spread about his impressive work here. Number 4. Ryan Gosling as Driver. Drive. It's more than evident that the mighty Ryan Gosling has many strings to his bow, yet his performance in Nicholas Winding Refn's art house action flick Drive showcased a different side of the actor that both audiences and critics alike hadn't seen from him before. Drive is both effortlessly slick and impeccably stylish, featuring a nuanced and nonchalant performance from Gosling, whose eyes do the talking and acting for the most part. It's no easy feat to stand out from such a star-studded cast consisting of names like Albert Brooks, Bryan Cranston, Kerry Mulligan, Oscar Isaac, and Ron Perlman. But Gosling does so and with relative ease. A shy and solitary Hollywood stuntman, Gosling's Driver is complex but compassionate also, as a robbery gone wrong lands him in hot water with some of Los Angeles' most nefarious gangsters, irrespective of the virtuous nature behind his motives. Number 3. Jessie Buckley as Young Woman. I'm Thinking of Ending Things. Similarly to the previously mentioned Dogtooth, this is a unique film that will resonate with certain viewers differently than it will with others, as it is either understood and appreciated or subsequently misunderstood and despised. Charlie Kaufman has a rich history of formulating films that make you think and feel, and I'm Thinking of Ending Things is no different in that department. An adaptation of Ian Reid's novel, the Netflix original won't be everyone's cup of tea. It's atmospheric, suspenseful, and utterly unsettling, centering on Jessie Buckley's character and her relationship with her new boyfriend Jake, played by Jesse Plemons. Although Buckley is referred to in the film by several names including Lucy, Lucia, Louisa, and even Ames, she is simply characterized as Young Woman within the film's closed captions and end credits. And in a similar vein to her other stellar performances on both the big and small screen, Buckley produces yet another terrific turn, adding to her already impressive showreel. Number 2. Viggo Mortensen as Man, The Road. Tasked with keeping his young son safe in a post-apocalyptic world packed with danger and death at every turn, Viggo Mortensen stars as a father desperate to find hope in a hopeless world. John Hillcoat's The Road is as grim as it is gruesome, where the few survivors unfortunate enough to inhabit this new world struggle to coexist with one another. The film contains a whole host of fantastic performances from Charlize Theron, Robert Duvall, and of course the aforementioned Cody Smith-McPhee as the son of Viggo's man. However, it's Mortensen who carries The Road on his back in a truly terrific yet equally tragic exhibition of a father struggling to navigate a merciless wasteland. It's harrowing and heartbreaking to watch unfold, as you can't help but wince at every cough and cry that Mortensen's man exhibits. Number 1. Edward Norton as the narrator, Fight Club. David Fincher's 1999 cult classic Fight Club is just one of those rare films that can be watched over and over again and it just never gets old. There are many reasons for this, including stellar direction, stunning cinematography, and superb editing tied together by a truly one-of-a-kind plot. However, the cherry on top of this particular cake comes from Fight Club's acting, and more specifically its leading man. Working in tandem tandem with his on-screen partner in crime, Brad Pitt, Edward Norton is etched into Hollywood history for his performance as the narrator, an insomniac trapped in his thankless office job, who soon sees his life turned upside down when Pitt's enigmatic yet dangerous Tyler Durden enters the fray, and offers Norton a way out of his monotonous and mundane existence. The actor taps into the narrator's fractured psyche effortlessly, while simultaneously conveying remarkable physicality, in a performance that perfectly personifies the tedious and turgid reality of 9-to-5 existence. And that's our list. Know of any other awesome movie performances from nameless characters? Well, let us know all about them in the comment section right down below, and don't forget to like, share, and click on that subscribe button while you're down there. I've been Gareth from WhatCulture.com. Thank you as always for spending a little bit of time with us today, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye bye!